The kitchen block is probably one of the most involved blocks in this project. A lot of little pieces, so this is going to be a challenging block to work on. Now we do have several very large pieces, and in those cases what I like to do once again is to just put a strip around the edges so that we don't have all this stiff fusible web in the middle. And I'm working with a reverse design again just to trace my pieces. And what I did decide is, if you look at the pattern, a lot of these small pieces, they are numbered so that you can applique them. I am going to combine. Some of them I'm just going to draw on with either fabric paints or permanent markers. Some of them, there's some very little pieces here that I have indicated is best probably just to embroider these little pieces. So it will be a combination of things, okay? But in any case, what's important here is just these big pieces. It's best to just put this narrow strip around the edges. And if you find that pieces are too small to applique, then I would suggest that you either embroider them or draw them on. So I'm going to go ahead and follow pretty much the numbering that we've got in the pattern, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so far I have appliqued some of the larger pieces. The only one that I have left still to do is the refrigerator. But what I want to point out here is that I did just trace the lines on the cupboards, and I am going to embroider these along with the handles. And I'm just going to do that on the sewing machine. So for these small pieces, what I did was I just backed a white piece of fabric with a fusible web, and I traced all of those small pieces onto it, and I have colored it and used a colorless extender to set the colors. I used Prismacolor pencils for this. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut these all out as one piece to avoid having to applique every small piece together. So this will be cut out together, this will be cut out together, and this the same. And that will make it a little bit easier to applique all these pieces. Now, actually, some of these are so small that with the fusible web, if you're going to use this as a wall hanging, you really wouldn't even need to stitch it down. I will do it just because I've done it so far. I'm following the same method that I used for the very first block, which was the art studio, and that is basically painting everything. I use fabric paints in that case, and here I've just used pencils. But it's the same idea, to just make these a little bit larger and not have to applique small individual pieces. Okay, so here's the finished block. By drawing all those small pieces onto the white fabric and then cutting them out in groups, that really helped a lot to make this an easier block. So I hope you're doing well with your blocks too, and I'd like to thank you for watching this.